Our neighborhood of Willow Pines was supposed to be peaceful. Quiet streets, manicured lawns, families waving hello. But all that peace shattered one humid afternoon when Mrs. Gladys Monroe, our notorious HOA Karen, decided to escalate a minor misunderstanding into a neighborhood crisis. My son, Noah, is 12 years old and has a severe speech impairment due to cerebral palsy. He communicates primarily through an augmentative and alternative communication, AAC device, a tablet programmed with his own voice settings. Noah's unique way of speaking is part of his charm. Anyone who spends a moment with him knows how bright and gentle he is. On that day, Noah was riding his adaptive tricycle down the sidewalk near the community pool. He was laughing and waving at neighbors as he passed, enjoying the late afternoon sun. Suddenly, Mrs. Monroe appeared, fuming. "Keep that thing quiet. You're disturbing the peace," she shouted. Noah tried to respond using his speech device, but to Gladys it sounded like noise, not words. "I'm telling you, that kid's device is a nuisance," she declared. Then, without warning, she pulled out her phone and called the police. Within minutes, 2 officers arrived. Noah, startled by the flashing lights and sirens, clutched his device tightly, struggling to explain himself. I arrived home just as the officers were speaking with Mrs. Monroe, who was insisting Noah was a public disturbance. I introduced myself. "I'm Chief Daniel Harper, police commissioner of this city, and this is my son." There was a heavy silence. I took a deep breath, then knelt beside Noah and said, "Noah, why don't you show me what you were trying to say?" With practiced fingers, Noah tapped phrases on his device. "Hello, neighbors." "Sorry if I was loud." "I love my neighborhood." I turned to the officers. "This is a communication device for his disability. There's no disturbance here." Mrs. Monroe looked embarrassed but stubborn. "Well, I still think it's annoying. Someone should regulate those devices." I shook my head. "We respect your right to peace, but not at the cost of discriminating against disabilities." Over the next hour, I held a community meeting in the HOA clubhouse. I invited experts on disability rights, communication aides, and representatives from the city's Office of Equity. I shared Noah's story, explained the laws protecting people with disabilities, and encouraged neighbors to embrace inclusion. Mrs. Monroe, sitting quietly in the back, eventually raised her hand. "I didn't understand before. I'm sorry." The neighborhood started changing that day. People became curious about Noah's device, learning how AAC technology works. Children gathered around him, fascinated, asking questions and wanting to learn. Noah even became a little local celebrity, invited to school assemblies to teach about disabilities and acceptance. As police commissioner, I made sure our department rolled out new training for officers on interacting with residents who have speech and communication challenges. The HOA also amended its policies, ensuring no resident would face harassment for using assistive devices. Looking back, the incident with Mrs. Monroe was a difficult moment, but it became the catalyst for community growth and understanding. Noah's voice through his device had been heard loud and clear, not just by the police, but by everyone around us.